Alright, so I'm so excited to be making this video because this is my first sub 30 speedrun time, which is just incredible. After about maybe 3 months of speedrunning, like from start to now, it's been about 3 months, and now I've finally gotten that sub 30 time, which I probably could have gotten about like 2.5 months ago when I got my 33-minute PB on like an absolutely incredible seed. Um, but due to various mistakes, I ended up missing out narrowly on the sub 30 many times. Thankfully, this is the one where I locked in and finally got it. So yeah, you can see here it's a village on a coast, and I'm just grabbing some wood to make some tools. Gonna kill the iron golem and that sort of stuff. Pretty standard. I raised my entity distance in case I could see any kelp on the ocean, which indicates that there is a magma ravine, which I could use to enter the nether quite a bit faster. But I'm not seeing anything at the moment. So right now I'm thinking, yeah, I probably won't go for the magma ravine. So yeah, right now I'm just killing the golem, trying to look around in in the middle of my hits, maybe for a lava pool, which is common in the desert. So yeah, I used to craft a wooden pick and then mine stone tools with a wooden pick, but it's actually quite a bit faster to to make a sword, kill the golem, and then make an iron pick first, so that you can mine the stone. I mean, a lot faster. So this stone mining was like not the best, but yeah, it's whatever. I've had worse. So yeah, basically, all I'm gonna do is craft a axe, a hoe, so I can mine the hay bales in the village, and a shovel, so I can mine for just shovels are handy to have. Pretty useful for mining flint when I'm wanting to enter the nether. But yeah, here I'm checking this chest with the, checking this house with the chest in it, and maybe grabbing a bed as well. And also this guy is a fisherman, which I'm gonna need eventually. Or I could just get a bucket from the chest. I actually forgot about that. So that actually speeds up things a lot, because what you would usually do is get hay bales, trade them for emeralds with a farmer, and then give the emeralds to a fisherman for a bucket. But if there's a bucket in the chest, you can just skip completely over that step, and it's very handy. So that probably sped up my time by about a minute or two. So right now I'm just kind of looking for a lava pool. I'm obviously not seeing anything in the ocean. So I'm just like, okay, I might just send the other direction. I do have to get wood first though, which I completely forget about. This, where are we? We're at 3
Options.
minutes and 18 seconds.
Narrator.
Anyway, this overworld is pretty slow compared to other ones. I'm not like completely locked in uh, during this overworld. I'm kind of like, yeah, this will probably just go nowhere. But I'm kind of just playing this pretty laid back. I don't really reset my overworlds too much. If there's a village, I kind of just play it out because I'm not resetting for like world record or anything crazy like that. So I can just exist and have moderately slow enters. It does help if there's a surface lava pool though. Usually if I have to dig down, it doesn't get anywhere because digging down takes maybe a minute. And if I start digging down around 5 minutes, then it's just like 6 minutes, and then I have to dig further to actually get a lava pool, which takes maybe an extra minute, and then by that time I'm 7 minutes in and I'm not really on sub 30 pace anymore. So I usually reset if I haven't entered the nether in 7 minutes. And I aim to get into my first structure, which is usually a bastion, in about 10 minutes. Not like 10 minutes after that, but 10 minutes total. So usually about 3 minutes like roaming around the nether, that's like maximum time. So right now I'm just mining flint while trying to look for a lava pool. At the moment I'm not seeing anything, and so I'm kind of just looking around for like the last bit and trying to go, am I sure I haven't missed anything? So yeah, now is the time where I decide I'm probably going to end up digging down. So I kind of just have to find a cave somewhere, which this desert is not helping me out at all. There's no caves anywhere. So yeah, I just have to go around. This kind of looks like a lava pool, so I just digged a couple blocks. But I don't hear anything and I don't see anything, so I just skip past it. And so I'm just going over this side to find a pool. I mean, not a... I'm trying to find a cave, but thankfully I see a lava pool out in the distance. So yeah, I'm just, placing my gravel kind of to get rid of it. Boost me a little bit. So yeah, this actually came in really handy because I'm about 5.5 minutes in and I would not have gotten an enter otherwise because it just would have been too slow. So yeah, misplaced a bit of wood here. I dig an extra block just in case my water overflows. I've had that happen a couple times while I'm just on like open desert. I don't really know why it happens. It's supposed to not, but anyway, I'm probably doing something wrong. But yeah, this portal build is like pretty fine, and this nether enter actually ends up being like pretty standard, even though I spent like 2 minutes roaming around the wrong direction for this lava pool. Yeah, it's not that bad. So now we're in the nether, and I'm looking for the E counter in the top left hand corner, which I'll point out. And then I get a big spike here, which is about 39 to 40, which is what you want, and that indicates that there's about 40 entities in that direction. So yeah, I'm just trying to find the best way to go there. 40 entities usually means it's the bastion. I'm a bit scared of this baby piglin, not because it's going to kill me directly, but because it might anger the parents. But it's not that bad. I just let it go, and I realized that like since I'm mining the gold and they're not getting angry, they probably won't be angry if I kill their kid. So that was like a little bit of time waste, but not that huge. Yeah, so I'm just mining gold for gold armor because I'm bad at bastions. So yeah, I kind of want gold armor just to start off with because it's a little bit safer. But yeah, here we go. And now I'm just getting blocks, and yeah, so I'll be going up this sort of open area, which I spot earlier, which will lead, hopefully, to more open terrain that will hopefully lead me towards the bastion. So now I'm noticing that cave over there goes nowhere, so I'm going to go down towards this salt sand valley. I don't see anything, but hopefully there's some sort of opening. And then around about here, I'm like, so where do I have to go exactly? Because I've gone a bit off my angle. I see the bastion here for about half a second, and I'm like, is it the bastion or is it not the bastion? So I just decide to E-ray again, since I've gone a bit off my angle anyway. And I'm like, okay, it's still around that way. I think I can get away with boating down here and going this way, instead of having to dig through the wall. So I do exactly that. And I kind of misplay this Saltstone Valley. I try to get blocks, but like I only get like 3 blocks in the end, and it's kind of useless. So yeah, that was just kind of annoying. Same with the skeleton. Skeleton almost killed me, but luckily it didn't. So yeah, I basically just get up here, and yeah, that's it. I get into this crimson forest, and I'm seeing the bastion probably like around now. You can probably see it now, yeah. There's the bastion. So, I actually can't remember what type this was. Oh yeah, treasure. Treasure bastion because it has the bridge with like the lava basin and also the big square at the front. Just the big square box. I mess up my bridging here, which is really annoying. Luckily I have plenty of food and like everything, so it doesn't really matter. I mine these blocks just so people can't get near me, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, basically, my route starts with mining these blocks, pretty standard, And I actually get so many pigs here. I'm questioning whether I'm on easy mode because so many pigs are just falling everywhere. Look, you're supposed to only get like 3 pigs from this. I don't know how I'm getting like 7 all down here. It's not really supposed to happen. So yeah, basically, I craft my gold block back because I want one to anger the piglins later on. Throw a couple bits of gold to distract them because, you know, otherwise they're gonna kill me, and I don't like being killed. So that's what I'm trying to do. The thing is, what you're supposed to do with this route is mine the gold block at the bottom, but I just don't do that because like I'm scared. So I'm setting up my piglin hole here, mining the block now. So hopefully I'll get some. Hopefully I'll get lots of pigs here. I don't actually know how much I get, how many. But you know, now while these guys are trading, I just am mining the rest of the gold. So yeah, there's not much to say about this part. What I'm thinking about right now probably is how I'm gonna tackle with finding the fortress, because what you use to find the fortress is you try to detect a mob spawner. But the treasure bastion actually has a mob spawner, a magma cube spawner down the bottom. So I'll probably have to go down there and break the spawner so that I can properly pyrite for the fortress. So right now I think I'm, yeah, looking around because pigs might be trying to kill me, but luckily they don't have any way to get up to me. This area isn't very open, so I don't even bother with like looking around for the fortress. I think I'm just gonna play for mining the spawner at the bottom. So yeah, I get this gold. Now, one thing, actually, yeah, that happens later on. But yeah, basically what you do is you check these chests. I actually end up getting a full set of gold armor from these chests, which is kind of cool. Yeah. So basically I'm just sorting out my inventory. Something I do when I go back up and check these trades is I don't actually have enough obsidian, and I have enough pearls, but I would like some more pearls. So what I don't actually do is grab the backup blocks, which are still up the top part of treasure. But yeah, basically what I just do anyway is go down, and one of the misplays which you're about to see is I don't grab all of the gold blocks. I only grab a few, because like if you spend too long there, the pigs are probably going to come and get you. But another thing is, if you don't grab all of the blocks, you risk again the piglins not getting not giving you all of the resources that you need. So basically I'm doing a pearl hang here, which is basically you pearl and then you lower your render distance so that the pearl unloads while your render distance is down. If you want to teleport back up, raise your render distance, and that's it. So now what I'm trying to do is check these chests, but make sure pigs don't see me. It's not really that big of a deal. I just do this because I'm a bit scared. But yeah, this chest is absolutely garbage. It has just a bunch of quartz and 1 diamond, which I don't actually need at all. But yeah, basically I just take all of this. The thing about this is, while this is actually happening, this is going to show in about a few seconds. So basically I'm just mining this gold, right? And then that guy actually steals one of my gold blocks. If you saw that for like a second. But yeah, I could have gotten an extra gold block there, but I didn't. And then since that pig started falling down, I assumed that others would start falling down also. So I just sort of panicked and went back up before mining all of the gold blocks, which is usually what I do. Like 5 more gold blocks for 4 more pieces of obsidian and maybe a few more pearls. It shouldn't be that much of an issue. So yeah, like that should be fine. And now I'm trying to pyrite, which is where you use the pie chart down in the bottom right to work out where the fortress is, since I've broken the mob spawner. And so my spawner loads in this direction, which means that it's the blue part of the mob spawner. loads in that direction, which means that the spawner, the fortress, is in that direction. At the moment, I still don't really know if it's another treasure bastion, but I'm assuming it's probably not, because that's only like a 1 in 5 chance that that actually happens. So, well, it's like 1 in 2 that it's treasure, but it's 1 in 5 that the treasure bastion actually spawns in that area. So yeah, I'm not really worried right now. You always assume it's going to be a fortress. I've only had a treasure bastion instead of a fortress maybe once or twice in my however many runs I've done. This is actually reset number 5,196 or something like that. I'm going down here because I want to check this is actually a complete misplay, right? I checked this area for the chest, and I'm like, okay, well, is there a chest somewhere else that I can get where obsidian generates in the chest? And so I'm like, I don't see any, so I just go across the other side of the thing, the other side of the bastion. And so this leads to slightly open terrain, but not what I'm looking for. That goes nowhere. So I'm like, okay, I noticed there was an open section around here. I'm just gonna dig through this wall. So basically I set up my boat. If you sprint while exiting the boat, like if you sprint and enter the boat and then break the boat at the same time, you actually can sprint crawl, which is a lot faster than normal crawling. It's a little bit tricky to pull off, but it's not that bad. So I lose my sprint here actually because I run into a block, but it's fine. And then basically I'm just resetting my sprint crawl up, but I lose it like instantly again because I forget that that's quartz and it takes longer. But thankfully I get into terrain like right now, and basically what I'm gonna do is try and go in the direction of the pie chart told me it was in, the fortress is in, so I can actually try and find the fortress. So I'm just sorting out my inventory here, and yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. Don't really know what to say, kind of just catching my breath a little bit, and I don't see anything over there, so I pearl over towards this like terrain on the right. So up here, big open terrain, which is very, very nice. So I go up here, and I turn this corner, and I instantly see the fortress. So that's good. Kind of shake my mouse a bit, because that's good. I'm about 17 minutes into the fortress, which is like, it's sub 20 pace. It's not my fastest pace ever. I had a PB a couple of weeks ago, which was a 30-minute PB, which the blind split was absolutely horrendous. If you watched that video, I bet if you didn't watch the video, basically I just like spend 5 minutes trying to evade mobs while I measure my eyes, which doesn't go very well. So that could have been sub 30 again if there were no mobs. If I actually knew what I was doing. I messed up the second portal build anyway. So yeah. What I don't think I actually mentioned is that I didn't end up getting 20 obsidian from the second lot of trades that I did with the piglins. I actually got 19, so yeah, that's why I was checking the chest. I probably didn't explain that very well. But yeah, basically it means that I can only build one portal. So instead of building directly at the fortress, I'm probably gonna find good blind coordinates, which is usually like things like 150, 150. That's like the good blind coordinates that you kind of want if you only have one portal. So yeah, I find the blaze spawner. I'm contemplating blaze bedding right now because there's actually quite a few things that I'm doing, that I'm thinking about, and why I didn't end up blaze bedding, right? Okay, number one is this lava here. And even though I blocked it off, if I ended up blaze bedding, I probably would have blown up those blocks that I placed. And I didn't want to waste my time having to go all the way up that cave to try and block the lava off from its source. That's one reason why I didn't blaze bed. Number two is that I'm kind of low on explosives and I didn't want to run out. I didn't realize that I actually had 2 yellow beds. If I did realize, I might have blaze bedded But yeah, again, with the lava, it was kind of risky. Another thing is that before I could even try and actually do it, I just got enough blazes anyway. So I have 4 right here, right? And that's 5. And then there's 6. So I'm like, okay. And then I see this blaze over here. So I'm like, okay, if this drops, I'm just out. Like 7 rods, plenty. And then I get another one, which is just great. So I kind of get hit by this wither skeleton, which I don't really want, but I managed to get away in time. So now I'm trying to look for good coordinates. I'm right on 150, and I'm a bit away from 150 on the X. But yeah, I take horrible terrain. I could have just built directly behind the spawner to get to the right coordinates, because I was on 150 in the Z. But I didn't end up doing that, so I just went 30 blocks to the wrong direction for no reason. And then I went 30 blocks back to the right direction. And then I found this hoglin, which is annoying. But yeah, I got here and I found myself in like this one tall sort of cave. And I was like, I cannot be bothered trying to get to the exact right coordinates. They're not even right anyway. Like, they're not going to guarantee that they put you on the stronghold. So, whatever, just build the portal here. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Basically just trying to work out, make sure I don't misplace any obsidian, because that would be very bad. Luckily I don't, and I'm blinding at about 20 minutes 52, which is not my fastest time. I've blinded sub 20 before. This is like not the most perfect run ever, and it's far from it. Like, I've had runs so much better than this, in fact. But it's just due to the fact that it was a close blind, and also I know how Axis works now. If I had a second portal, this would have been even faster, because I could have just gone back through the nether. The thing is, I know how Axis works. The thing with my previous PB, my 30-minute PB, is that I just didn't realize that Axis travel, which is the way that I measure the eyes, actually works in that way. So I was kind of just guessing what direction I'm supposed to be going in. And so I ended up going further away from the stronghold than my first portal, which was incredibly annoying. But, you know, that's what it is. I learnt from that experience, and now I actually know how Axis works. So now I know successfully how to do every part of a speedrun after messing it up so many times, but kind of just getting lucky on the seeds. My 2 PBs, my first PB was like, just, you know, PB. My second and third PB were both on incredibly good seeds, which are literally, they were bastions, like fortress and bastion, intersecting, which is incredibly rare, and the fact that I PB'd on both of those is like pretty crazy. And the fact that they were both right at spawn, I didn't have barely had to go anywhere in order to actually get them. So that was just crazy. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, right now I'm just measuring my eyes, which I don't actually need to do, because I don't need to do it like perfect, because I don't have a second portal to build. So I'm kind of just estimating what direction it's in, so that I can throw like 7 pearls and not have to throw an eye every pearl. If I throw 1 eye, I don't actually know how close the stronghold is. But if I throw 2, I can measure the angle change and figure out the distance, which is what I end up doing. And I was just paused there to try and figure out where I'm supposed to go. But yeah, basically I just throw a few pearls in this direction, and then eventually, you know, my eye goes backwards, and then that sort of stuff happens. So, trying to figure out what to say. There's not much to say. I'm kind of just pearling. I have plenty of pearls. I have everything that I need. Right now, I'm thinking, you know, this is going to be sub 30, and I'm not very nervous at all, because obviously this isn't a perfectly good seed, and I've also been wanting sub 30 for ages. I could have gotten it weeks ago. So this is kind of the end of this is kind of just relief. Like I finally did it. So you know, I'm not very nervous. I've been on this pace so many times before and messed up, either due to my own messes or just like the stronghold. I've had a couple really bad strongholds before, so I'm not worried at all. But I'm also very confident in myself. So basically, I pearl over to that second mountain, which is I don't know how to feel about that. It's not necessarily a misplay, but yeah, my eye does end up going backwards, and so I just figure out that okay, it's probably about this chunk. So I go over here and I measure my eye on the corner of the chunk, just in case it's a different chunk. My eye goes down this chunk, so I'm correct in my eye measurement. And then I get the eye back and I'm trying to figure out actually where I'm supposed to dig down. The stronghold starter staircase always generates on the 4-4 coordinates of the chunk, which is really handy because you can just dig straight down into it every single time. And I dig on 4-3 just so that I don't fall down the very middle of the stronghold, because you know that can take damage and there can be mobs down there and everything. So it's kind of just better to do that. And right here I have a stronghold that intersects with a dungeon, which is actually incredibly rare. You know, seeing corrupted strongholds like this with a dungeon is pretty rare. So I'm pretty lucky that I got that. Doesn't really change anything about the run. Thankfully it didn't corrupt the portal room, which I don't think I can do anyway. And the thing about this is I don't actually know how preemptive works. I just see a big orange spike and I go that direction. There's lots of things about preemptive, which is like the way that you detect the stronghold, the portal room, via detecting the lag that the spawner creates. Anyway, there's a lot that I need to learn about that in the future, but this doesn't actually end up taking a lot of my time. I end up going the general right direction. So I just go down this staircase, I find this 4-way room, and I'm pretty sure the stronghold is like down here somewhere. So yeah, I'm going down here. Oh yeah, there's no rooms there. Oh yeah, okay, I remember what I did. So I'm going back around here, and then I go through this way, and then I see the portal room through that. I kind of see it. I'm like, that light, was that a portal room? So I go back and check, and thankfully it is. So yeah, and it's a 2-eye, which doesn't change much because I have plenty of eyes, plenty of blaze powder. So right now I'm just crafting my eyes, and I'm at 25 minutes, 26 minutes, nearly, which is really good. Like, this is perfect. There's nothing that could stop me from getting a sub 30 right now, apart from me extremely messing up. So that would suck. But you know, I do actually get pretty close to dying in the end. But you know, you'll see that in a few seconds. Thankfully, that doesn't happen. And yeah, right now I'm just setting up my inventory. I'm not going to go for a 0 cycle because, you know, 0 cycles are scary, okay? Especially when you're doing a PB. So, yeah. I'm just entering the end and adjusting a little bit of my settings. It's actually caged, so I wouldn't have been able to go for a 0 anyway. And it was also on the back tower, which means I would have had to go extra far. So yeah, this is like, I wouldn't have gone for 0 anyway if I tried. But yeah, basically I'm just, you know, going to the center,
Narrator.
setting up. I
Options.
accidentally activate narrator, which
Narrator.
happens
On.
a lot because my, like, when I try to turn on hitboxes, I accidentally hit the control button because it's my side mouse button, which is my sprint. Anyway, whatever, doesn't matter. Setting up for an I'm setting up for a north-south perch, which is usually what you want. And I'm building up a bit to do half bow or maybe full bow. And the thing is, the dragon is actually incredibly low and it ends up hitting me. So yeah, I actually just end a pearl down. That's like the most scary part of the run, right? Like, I know I'm not gonna die, I'm on plenty of health and I can just end a pearl down, but there's always like a what if, you know? So shooting these crystals doesn't actually end up mattering, because the dragon decides to perch while I'm in the air. So while it knocks me off, it just decides to perch, except it perches in the wrong direction. It perches east-west, which is not what you want, because as you can see, the dragon is all the way up there. That's usually why you don't want that to happen, because it takes longer to actually come down to the right height. And also I set up for a north-south, so the beds don't do as much damage. But yeah, so I'll let you see my reaction, I guess. Let's go! Let's go, dude. That's actually so good. Oh my god, sub 30! Sub 30! Let's go!